Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I know I've been doing a lot of book related videos on this channel, and this is a book and beauty channel. So today we're taking it back to beauty related things, and I'm going to show you how to get this eyeshadow look if you don't have any eyeshadow available. So the whole idea behind this is if you go on vacation or on a trip somewhere, if you're just spending the night somewhere and you need to do your makeup the next morning and oh my god, you forgot your eyeshadow. I'm speaking from experience from this because this is 1000% happened to me multiple times. I pack all of my other makeup and somehow forget an eyeshadow palette. And I don't want to like have a full face look with no eyeshadow. Like, you can do that, it's a look. I just personally don't like doing that. So I have found through my few blunders of that happening a way to kind of fake your eyeshadow, and the best way to do that is through using your face products. So if you only forgot your eyeshadow and you still have like your bronzer, blush, highlight, all that, you can fake an eyeshadow look. So today I'm going to show you how I got this look only using face products. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so I can show you how I did it. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is prime your eyelids. Now, if you remembered or happen to have a eyelid primer, I would use that. However, if you also forgot that along with your eyeshadow, you can use concealer. That works just as well. Just do a if you have a more full coverage concealer, I would advise doing like a lighter application essentially. So I'm actually going to go in with the eyelid primer. This is the e.l.f. eye primer in sheer. So we're going to start with that. And some people like to blend in their eye primer with a brush or something. I tend to just use my fingers. I find that gives the more tacky kind of result that I want. And then if you like to set your eye primer, some people do, some people don't. It depends on the day for me. Lately I haven't been setting, but I think today I am gonna set. And for that you can just use whatever face powder you use to set. You can use a translucent powder, you could use more of a foundation powder. It really just depends on what you have on hand. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is in the translucent color. And all I'm gonna do is take that on a flat brush, tap it off a little, and then I'm just going to set the eye primer with that. So it doesn't crease, and it also helps you blend your other colors on top of it. So next up, we're gonna wanna put a color in our crease. At least that's what I like to do. And so for that, I'm actually gonna use what I use to bronze. So if you're out on vacation, whatever, you forgot your eyeshadow, bronzer works great. So I'm using the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula Light. And I'm gonna use that on a nice fluffy blending brush. This is the Real Techniques base shadow brush. So I'm just gonna swirl that in the bronzer, tap it off, and we're just gonna blend that in the crease. And because bronzer tends to be a little bit more sheer than an eyeshadow is, you can dip in a couple times to get the opacity that you're looking for, depending on what kind of eye look you're going for. The good thing about using face products when you don't have eyeshadow is that you can control how much pigment you're putting on your eye. And then the downside is that you might just have to go in with a couple layers. So I'm doing 2 dips into the bronzer, just because that's what I prefer for today. So at this point, it depends on what kind of look you're going for. If you like more of a pinky rosy look, you can go over your eyelid with whatever you used for blush. I personally don't like the look of that on my skin tone, but it's really up to your preference. But that's another way that you can use a face product as eyeshadow. What we're gonna go in next for my look today is we're gonna go in with contour. So we're gonna use this to deepen up the outer V of your eye and give it some dimension. So I am using the NYX HD blush in taupe. This is what I prefer to use for contour. It's what works best with my skin tone. And for that, I'm using another Real Techniques brush. This is the brow highlighting brush actually, but I really like how it's angled, and so you can get a nice angle in the outer edge of your eye. So again, we're just gonna dip in that, and I will say for contour especially, because contour I feel like tends to be less pigmented because you want to be able to control how like chiseled you're getting. This does take a couple of dips into it, I have found. So we're just gonna apply that on the outer V just to deepen that up. Again, going in a second time just to give it a little more depth. And then I'm going to run over that with our blending brush that we used for the crease just to smooth out those edges. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the other eye. And then to finish off the upper lid, I'm actually going to put some shimmer on it. I find that when I'm doing eyeshadow with face products, this just makes it look a little bit more well done and intentioned, because your face products are going to be a little more muted, a little more natural looking. So I just like to add a little bit of highlight as well. So I'm going in with the Laura Geller Peach Glow with their Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator. This just gives like a nice neutral peachy tone, and to apply this all I do is put it on my finger, and then I'm just going to put that right on the lid, mainly focusing on the inner half. And then if you happen to like go too far out with your highlight, you don't quite like just how bright it got on the outer edge, you can just go back in with one of your other shadows and kind of blend over top of it, make it look a little more seamless. And then the only thing we have left to do for eyeshadow is the lower lash line. Now it depends on how dark you want your lower lash line. You can either go in with your bronzer if you want something lighter, or you can go in with your contour if you want something darker. I'm personally going to mix these two actually and see how that turns out. And for this, I am just using another Real Techniques brush, and this is the Precision Smudge Brush. It's just got like this itty bitty little thing that I find works perfectly for the lower lash line if you don't want something too blown out. If you want something more blown out, you can go with a little bit of a fluffier brush. It just depends on whatever you want. So I'm gonna dip into both of these a little bit, tap it off. And then that's gonna be it for the eyeshadow. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna go apply some eyeliner and mascara. You can skip the eyeliner if you want. Again, it's just your personal preference. Everybody's gonna have their own style, but I prefer liner personally. So I'm gonna go throw on some liner, throw on some mascara, and I will be right back. All right, guys, and this is the final look. This works great for a day-to-day look. It could even work well for a night out if you darken it up a bit more, maybe add some more of your highlight depending on the look you're going for. There's really a few different ways that you can do it. It also just depends on the face makeup you have available, or you can borrow from a friend or something like that. Now, I will warn you that face makeup tends not to be like eye appropriate or eye safe. I don't think that most face products are put through that test. So just be aware of that when you're doing your eye makeup without eye safe products, that it may just be a risk that you can take. I've personally never had an issue with it, but I did want to put that warning out there for anyone who wasn't aware. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. I haven't done a whole lot of tutorials on this channel. It's kind of something that intimidates me quite a bit. So leave your feedback down below. Did you like this tutorial? Are there better ways I could do tutorials in the future? Would you even like other tutorials on this channel? Please let me know all of the things down in the comments, and let me know what your makeup blender like tips are. If you forget a makeup product or something, what can you use as like a double-use product. If you forget something, I would love to know your tips and tricks, and we can all share with each other down in the comments. As always, like this video if you found it useful or helpful. Subscribe if you like me. Again, I do book and beauty content on this channel. I try to do a nice even mix of both. Sometimes it's heavier one way or the other, just depends on the week. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!